Welcome to Perspective Now. I'm Marcus, and I'm here with Nunyub, who's fucking around with his microphone. Look at him. He's screwing with his pop filter.
What's up, Marcus?
What's up, dude?
How you doing?
Good.
Hey, I think I got it.
Yeah, you got it. Nice. So we're going to talk to you guys today about car commercials from the year 1980. We're giving the love to 1980. And in this case, we're going to talk about car commercials. Yeah. Hey.
Speaking of love, we've got a Chevy Love in the lineup, so
there is a Chevy Love here. Also, one thing before we launch into these car commercials. Nunyub and I are both car guys, okay? I've had a lot of different cars. Sports cars, muscle cars. I've worked on cars. I do my own shit. Put on a crazy-ass bumper on my truck recently. Steel bumper after I hit a deer.
Cool.
Nunyub's worked at car dealerships when he was younger.
I've seen
We're not
cars.
old men.
I've driven past cars.
Yeah, he's downplaying it. Anyway, listen. Car commercials today suck ass. Okay? Car commercials back in the long time ago, the long before ago, were awesome. And we're going to show you why. Right, dude?
I think most people forget how awesome car commercials really were.
And they had rivalries. They had like gang warfare. Shots fired kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Oh no.
It's going to be good.
No. I'm bringing up the monitor.
Yeah, the monitor.
Roll that
on the cart over here. Remember when schools would do that?
We're going to go ahead and go to the monitor now.
Whoa. All right.
The 1980 Chevrolet Monte Carlo.
Oh,
with its
shit.
rich new interior and its distinguished new exterior. A responsive V6 so efficient it offers these
Yeah, the
impressive
V6.
EPA mileage estimates.
It's one problem with the
And there's
80s.
something else new.
They started adding all the catalytic converters.
That gives passing acceleration on demand. But
They also had T-tops.
Monte Carlo's a sheer joy to
That's
drive.
right. Now that's a sweet looking ride
1980
right
Monte
there.
Carlo from Chevrolet.
Oh God, what a sweet
That
looking
was a sweet ride.
I have to comment
Yeah.
because the Monte Carlo SS is one of the most desirable cars. I mean, from the 80s. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it'd be like an 86. But usually you see them black with like a red pinstripe down the side. No T-tops, just, oh my God. And it's a V8, super badass car. So it's cool seeing a classic Monte Carlo. I'm going to give that red.
Rad.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I will say one of the first cars I ever had T-tops, so I'm partial to T-tops. I mean, it made you feel like you were just, in a freaking convertible, but not.
Yeah.
It was like you're not quite in a convertible, but you got the air, if you will. So I'm also going to give it a rad.
Good choice.
Rad.
One other thing about the Monte Carlo, you'll notice, actually, all cars on this list, is that they're all claiming good fuel economy, and that's fine. But a few years before this, car commercials, which maybe we'll go revisit some of those back, later on, but they were not concerned with fuel economy, really. Sometimes they would be, but it was more about power, And I'm not sure what year it was, if it was like 77 or 78, but that's when you started to see a lot of the like restrictive engine stuff start to happen. They started to really push like better, not performance, and that was something that kind of sucked. We don't have this particular car in this list. Technically, my very first car that I learned to drive on, I won't go into all that shit. It was two other cars, but the car that I actually got when I was 16 was a used 1980 Chevy Rally Sport Camaro. And it was awesome, but it didn't have a 350. It had a 305, which was an example of them kind of putting in like a smaller engine. Even though it was a V8, it wasn't the 350. It had like a turbo 400 transmission, whatever. Point is
Didn't
economy.
Have the oomph you were looking for.
I mean, it was awesome because I was 16 and it was probably a little dangerous. I actually almost crashed it a couple times, but fun car. Just if you could get one with a 350, you're better off, Like a Z28.
But you're still alive because you didn't.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Maybe.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean,
We'll
yeah.
call that a win.
Yeah, it's a win. All right, what else do we got?
The new 1980
Oh,
Honda
shit.
Civic GL. We made the windows larger for better visibility. We made the wheelbase longer and
with this
improved the
narrator?
suspension for a smoother ride. We made the interior bigger for more shoulder and leg room. And then we did something else. We made it one of the best gas mileage cars in America. The new Honda Civic GL. We make it simple.
It's hard to not judge these cars based off of what we know today. In terms of like of the cars that we're seeing, that's one that you might still see in a weird way. Like I mean,
Absolutely.
I don't know. It's
Yeah, you'll
I don't
still
see
see
that
those
many,
Hondas.
but, like-
right, you'll see them for sure. They're super reliable.
which
I mean, yeah, affordable, reliable. I mean, Honda and Toyota just do that. I think Toyota have an edge, especially in the early 80s as far as like the lineups and the looks of the cars, as we'll see here in a minute. But as far as that Honda commercial goes, I'm going to go ahead and give that a ew, because I cannot stand the narrator sounding like he's fucking baking a cake for a bunch of senior citizens.
Ew.
I don't appreciate his tone
Yeah.
in that video at all. No.
that's so funny. Because his warm, fuzzy blanket voice just gives me all the feels. So I'm going to go with Gotta Have It.
Okay.
Gotta have it.
Gotta have it.
Yeah. No, that car, I don't know if it... Again, I can't tell if it's because of what I know now. But the combination of that, I'm like, yes, this man is telling the truth. Speak
Yeah.
truth.
Yeah.
But let's go to their rival here.
Yeah, the
You're
rival.
telling me that you were a bigger fan of what I would say most people, they'd say that these two are identical.
Yeah.
Less
Well,
power
Price is a
in
good
this car.
feeling.
Oh, what a feeling to own a Toyota.
Durability is a great
that car,
feeling.
the Celica. That is the
car's
shit.
Gas mileage, perfect feeling.
Obviously, between those two.
And then they have the Supra coming up here. Is that this commercial?
Dependability feels
Oh.
great.
Whoa.
Boy, I love how they're blending all the different demographics of America.
Fine feeling.
Like,
Yeah, right?
you know, musical cowboys at a truck stop.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, see?
Toyota is a good feeling.
Toyota's a good feel is what she said. The Celica Supra,
You know-
man. I would
Yeah.
kill for that car right now. I would literally kill for that car right now. That car is a legend. I mean, it's not necessarily the best year of a Supra, but it's just awesome. It's like a piece of history. I love that color. How cool.
Literally all those people are up in the air right now for that car. They're just
They
saying
are.
this
Yeah.
is such a feeling to have a Toyota.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I take back my last comment. I said that, you know, I was challenging your, is it one or the other? But no, Toyota's got it. I'm going to go ahead and say, gotta have it.
Okay.
Gotta have it.
Gotta have it.
I am extremely partial to Toyota's as a brand. I love Toyota stuff, and their old stuff is amazing. Now, with that said, I want to look at that car real quick here and just say how that design was something that was really coming up. And another car that I had growing up, and it was my mom's car, was a Nissan. Actually, sorry, it was a Datsun 200SX. And it was silver, just like that. And that silver color was really badass for the 80s. In fact, her car, I think, was either a 79 or an 80. And it was pretty fast. It was a pretty awesome, like, manual speed. It was just a cool car, you know? But I'm giving this thing a full-on rad.
Rad.
I love it.
The
Toyota, I love what you do
color
for
too,
me.
isn't it?
The DeLorean, yeah, all stainless, yep. And
Yeah.
also the Cybertruck that's coming out.
Yes. Yeah. That's funny. I love what you do for me. You're jumping ahead on.
Oh,
on
sorry.
us.
That's Toyota, you know.
American cars guzzle gas. American cars are all style and no substance. American cars don't last. To all that, American Motors says nuts.
Nuts.
American Motors Concord and this Spirit are
Well,
built to be more than just
nuts.
good looking. They're tough. Tougher than ever before.
If you need a
The only
tank.
American cars with galvanized steel and 100% of the exterior body
Don't do
panel.
that, sir.
100%. And Concord and Spirit are more fuel
This guy looks
efficient than ever.
pissed off. Jesus.
Concord actually gives
You saw
better
this guy
mileage
walking
than
at you in a bar?
the tough Americans via
You know
Zebra
shit's about to go
factory
down.
Can you drive your car through a brick wall?
warranty.
Yeah.
Plus the exclusive
What did she
American
say?
Motors buyer protection plan. Still with the best economy.
He didn't hear it either.
It's got that button-down look with the chest hair.
And Spirit. For
Yeah,
good-looking high
I
mileage
feel like we
cars,
didn't want to miss
don't
that.
sell the tough. Actually gives you better mileage than Chevy Citation. Only the tough Americans give you Z-Bard factory rust
Only the
protection
tough
and
Americans.
a full 5-year no rust-through warranty.
Tough can be beautiful.
Plus the exclusive American
Cops
Motors
can be
buyer
beautiful. What did
protection
you
plan.
say?
Still with the best
Top
Tough can be beautiful.
Tough can be beautiful.
Tough.
Concord in Spirit. For good-looking high mileage cars, don't
So-
sell the tough American short.
All right. So I don't know shit about AMC other than the Javelin, and then they had another car that was like, oh, the Gremlin. They had right? The
That's
Gremlin.
what that is?
The Gremlin is
I didn't know.
Yeah, AMC did the Javelin and the Gremlin. I mean, that's not those cars because they're talking about the Concorde. But
Yeah.
AMC,
Sure.
I don't really know much about the history of that company, so I can't really comment. As far as the commercial, I'm gonna go ahead and just say, meh.
Meh.
I'm not really into the guy coming at me like he's gonna kick my ass. I mean, if I saw him in a bar, I'd be grabbing like Tabasco sauce and a pool cue, getting ready for action, dude.
Sure. Sure. Wow. I didn't know that Tabasco was a thing. That
Oh, yeah,
people
you haven't
do
seen the
in a
Boss
self-defense
Rutan
moment.
self-defense video? You should watch the Boss Rutan self-defense video. It's amazing.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I'll admit I appreciate the tough can be beautiful. I think that the guy, with the deep button down, with the chest hair showing, all aggro, like, I appreciate where he's coming from. But again, it's too hard with 2020 hindsight to like judge these commercials because it turns out that did not work out well for them. That was not.
Yeah.
So I'm just a solid meh.
I think they probably
Meh.
got acquired, I'm guessing, by like GM or something. Maybe they just, who knows? I don't know. I'm not sure. It's one of those obscure car brands.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things where just because it's a good idea doesn't mean the market supports it. So putting a completely made of steel car that is heavier, that is like tougher, well, that's
Yeah.
great. But if it's more expensive, that doesn't mean the economy is going to support it, right? So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Concord and Spirit.
Yeah.
built
Oh,
to
look. That was a
American
But
sick
you would think
logo.
that there'd be more on the. Yeah. Moving right
Sorry.
along here.
Yeah, moving along. Nice heels. Or pumps.
Whoa.
Finally, there's a fuel-efficient mid-sized car whose luxury feels more like a
This music.
full-sized car. Introducing the Cougar 4-door from Lincoln Mercury. Four doors
What
is
was
one
that?
thing, but a Cougar is another.
So she's a cougar.
Did some man just appear in the back seat?
Yeah, rewind
in a
that.
way
Let's
that
see
did
that
not
again.
seem lurking.
What was that?
I feel like. No,
There's the
it's
Cougar.
Not quite far enough.
Oh, yeah.
There we are.
Yeah, he just popped up. So you buy this car, you get yourself a man.
Introducing the Cougar 4-door from Lincoln Mercury.
Oh,
Four doors.
she like
is
picked
one
him up,
thing, but a Cougar is another.
and she's a cougar.
That's his limo driver.
So, visually, I wonder what the next car is. Visually, I think that car looks like shit. I think it looks like total shit. There was a time where I went to a car dealership when I was looking for my first car, actually second car, and at one point I was looking at a 74, I think, Mercury Cougar, and it was so cool looking, man. It had like contours, And for those of you who don't know, it's probably obvious, but Ford is Mercury. I just think that car looked like total shit, dude. It's like they took the sportiness of the original Mercury Cougar and made it into like a sedan. And so yeah, lame.
Yeah.
Awesome
I've
commercial
never been
though.
a fan of Cougars. I mean, I appreciate, and you need a good sell when you're selling dog crap, right? I mean, the V8 was cool. They were like powerful cars. They just wasn't anything that did it for me. I'm gonna say trash it.
Trash it.
Yeah.
Trash it.
Yeah.
Just moving right along.
Awesome commercial though. One of the coolest commercials so far. I mean, as far as like 80s nostalgia, it's got the chick and
it was
pumps.
a hot commercial.
There's a cougar, both literally and figuratively. There was awesome
and a car
synthwave music. Yeah, and there was a car. It's just too bad the car wasn't very appealing.
Yeah.
All right.
Mustang, America's most popular
hold on, man.
sports
Hold
car.
on. I'm sorry. Can you stop it for a sec? Can you rewind that? I heard something at the beginning that I want everyone to hear as well. They didn't just say Mustang. They said
Mustang, America's most popular sports car.
who came up with that?
Aerodynamic.
Mustang.
Yeah.
Slice through the wind in a world of high mileage at a price that makes real horse sense.
Horse
Ride
sense.
with a thoroughbred Ford Mustang. Mustang! A sports car for the 80s.
A sports
These
car
are the
for the
80s
80s.
now. Yeah, I mean, I have to admit, I feel like the 80s Mustangs weren't as cool as previous Mustangs. But I mean, again, at the point that your muscle car is advertising the economy and fuel efficiency.
I think the best Mustangs were the late 60s and then also like the Boss. So is it the Mach 1 Boss? That's a badass Mustang. And then the only 80s Mustang that I would say, my sister had one, which was it was like a hatchback, but it was the Shelby Cobra. Not Shelby. It was the Mustang Cobra. And it was like black with like, green striping down the side. It was actually really fast. 5.0, 5-liter V8, which, whatever. But, dude, I'm sorry that I pointed out that Mustang because they repeated it like 5 times. And that's the kind of commercial for me. If I saw that multiple times during the day, if I was watching TV and I'm watching Price is Right or some shit and that kept popping up, I would go nuts. It's what you would say. You would call it an earworm, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
I hate that little audio thing. The car's pretty cool.
That's what they want.
Yeah, the car's cool. Yellow, convertible.
All right.
Definitely. Yeah, it's not like my first pick. I would not want to drive that today. Let me put it that way. But
if you had a Mustang in 1980, life was good.
Oh, shit was going great for you. But just based on that audio cue, I'm trashing that shit.
Trash it.
I don't ever want to hear that commercial in my life again. Can you imagine? You go up and like you pull up your new car, right? And somebody's like, you go to this like board meeting and they're like, "Oh, we heard you got a new car, Marcus. Tell us about your car. What did you get?" And I reply, Mustang. Like,
that would be awesome.
No,
I have nothing to say on that. I moving right along here.
Whoa, moving right along. What are you gonna say about your Mustang though? You didn't rank it.
Oh, I'm gonna go meh.
Meh.
Good choice.
Yeah.
We're into riding in style.
What
Oh my gosh.
Hey.
Misha was supposed to get a Ferrari commercial. This doesn't count. We're getting rid of the interns.
With the Barbie Ferrari.
Why?
Yeah,
Dude.
I don't even know how that got in there.
Misha, listen, if you're watching this, I mean, thanks for helping out, but come on, we're looking for Ferrari commercials, not Ferrari toy commercials from Barbie.
Right. Whatever that was.
I guess we're looking for a new intern.
For 1980, Ford did it.
Holy shit.
If anybody's watching, is interested in picking up the intern gig.
Yeah.
The best gas mileage rating of any American standard pickup. Tough new Broncos with the best
Yeah, that's
gas
awesome.
mileage rating in its class. Tough Ford vans again with the best
Perfect
gas
for
mileage
kidnapping.
ratings. And tough Ford mediums.
Perfect for taking
See the
dumps.
complete line of 1980
Look at the
Ford
fucking
trucks
paint
now.
jobs on
They're
those.
built
So
by
awesome.
Ford.
They were rad.
Yeah,
They
I'm
were
giving
rad.
that a rad
Those
full
weren't
round.
Rad.
Yeah,
You doing a rad too, buddy?
it is what it is. I love seeing.
Are you giving it
What's
a rad?
that?
Are you giving him a rad?
I'm giving it a rad.
All right,
Yeah.
me too.
Immediate rad.
Yeah, immediate rad.
Yep.
I mean, just
You
the
had me at
just,
the Bronco.
yeah, the lineup is super badass, and then the paint style, the ombre, is amazing. Yeah, great commercial. I love seeing the semi truck. Which, hold on a second.
Yeah, I feel like that was a nice touch, and I'm really glad that you picked up on that.
But Ford didn't make semi trucks, did they?
No, but they wanted you to know that your Ford truck, it's got a truck cousin. It's of the same genealogy as the big rig.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that this one necessarily existed either.
No, it did. The dump trucks, yeah, those are Ford. Yeah, that's real.
Oh, good.
I the van is what I would. I don't know. I would either want that Bronco or the van.
The Econolines were badass.
Was that an
Yeah.
Econoline?
They had
Did
a
have
table
those?
in the back.
I
Oh,
don't-
for sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyway,
Ford
I'm glad I said
Econoline
rad
van.
because that
Yes.
just that shot alone is epic.
Yeah. It's rad. Moving along.
Okay.
The three
We're in the
best-selling
truck
small-size
wars.
pickups in America. They may seem alike, but check the facts. There's a big difference. Fact, Chevy Love with standard transmission has better mileage ratings than Toyota or Datsun. 25 EPA estimated MPG, 35 highway. Fact.
Those are like
Cargo
literal
box is
signs
longer than
flying
Toyota
out of the back of
or
the truck.
Datsun. You'll be impressed with loading
Look at that.
135-pound payload capacity, too. Tough little Chevy Love. It's big where it counts, and that's a fact. Chevy's got it. Come
Yeah, I'm impressed
Big
with
where
their.
it counts.
Yeah, big where it counts. I'm impressed with the sign that they have that actually propped up from the back of the truck, and then the billboards being pulled out by some kind of a string one at a time by a trailing vehicle.
Yeah, there's some guy back there behind it just shooting it off.
Yeah, maybe right.
It's just standing
You're
on
right.
the highway.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
The way commercials used to be made, so different before computer graphics, right?
Yeah. That's when there was danger involved and you really appreciated the art and the effort put into it. And that they didn't like close off that highway. There was a car behind that going, "What's going on?
Yeah,
Why
fucking
is
shit.
this happening?"
Right.
Yeah. So,
17 miles per gallon. What the fuck?
yeah, you know, I appreciate Chevy trucks. I appreciate Ford trucks. I will say on this size truck though, this is where kind of Toyota started to eat their lunch. Like the Toyota trucks kind of started to take over in terms of the small, like Chevy Love. It didn't get a lot of love as time went on. I don't think it did. And so
No, it totally it became like
I
the
think
S10.
it's cool. Yeah, which, yeah. So I'm sorry, I gotta trash this one.
Yeah.
Trash it.
I had a girlfriend whose dad was really, really into Chevy and GM, and when I had my Camaro, he liked that. He thought that was awesome, and he had a '78 like step-side Chevy truck, you know. And when she needed a car,
The big trucks were way cooler.
yeah, I mean, that was stylish, right? But when she needed to buy a truck at one point to replace her car, which was a Datsun 510, and he was like, "You need to get yourself a Chevy Love. Get yourself one of those Chevy Loves." And we're like, "What the hell is a Chevy Love?" And we like looked it up, and we're like, "Oh, that's like a tiny truck." anyway,
Yeah.
she didn't get a Chevy Love, but I'm not into the Chevy Love either. I think that I would much rather have a Toyota. I actually had an 86 straight axle rock crawling, truck from Toyota.
Sweet.
And I think they're great.
Yeah.
So as far as that commercial goes, I'm impressed with the actual engineering involved with making that sign that popped up. And so I'm going to give it, that's hot.
That's hot. That's hot.
Okay. I appreciate that. And again, the people become so like tribal when it comes to their Chevy. You always see those like Calvin pissing on whatever brand you don't like. And so Calvin pisses on Chevy trucks and Calvin pisses on Ford trucks, and whoever's selling these Calvin pissing on stickers is just making a mint because he doesn't care. He's just like, here,
he's
let
got to
me
piss.
help you share your disdain for the other side.
Right.
This is what's wrong with America right now. I just got to point that out. America is just one big Calvin pissing on fill in the blank.
Right. Yeah.
That's where we're at these days.
And what is that stupid
here's what
logo?
I appreciate.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. What do you appreciate?
Well, Chevy's got it. Come and get it. It's bolted on. That's what's up.
Yeah, it's
not
just
stupid.
a weird. No, the bolting is cool. And by the way, when they show that animated, I think it's stop motion what they're showing you. But the slogan is what I meant to say. I don't like the slogan. It's like what's up with their marketing department back then? Because this is before Like a Rock, which was sung by the guy Hank Williams III, right? Isn't that the guy who's
That's funny. I was going to say the Monday Night Football guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
and I didn't even know that.
Rock. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That was just my guess. But what's cool is that they would take shots at each other in their commercials, and so this next one,
Hank Williams Jr.
brings that
by
up.
the way.
This is the new shape of tough, the 87 Big Ford
Christ.
pickup.
Holy fuck.
Power. We're going to haul this Chevy up this monster mountain of boulders while towing this Dodge. And this year, a GMC pickup, too. This aerodynamic Ford has the biggest V8.
Apparently for years they've been pulling up these other trucks while carrying other ones.
That's a great...
On all 87 Ford-like trucks.
I think that's a good warranty for back then. Wow, cool.
Well, they made their point.
Whoa, you're rolling into the next commercial. What are we doing?
Let's stop it. This is back to a Ford truck. This is a mashup of the Ford versus the Chevy. You're going to see Chevy's response.
Well, are we going to rank that commercial first? Let's rank that commercial first, because that was like shots fired. That was shots fired.
Shots fired.
This next commercial is the rebuttal. Right?
Yes.
So as far as, hey guys, I've got an idea. Let's fucking tow the other trucks behind us going up a giant gravel quarry pit.
Not just that. Let's throw one of theirs on top of ours just to show how much it can carry.
Two.
Well,
and then another one.
Next one. I'm sorry.
Oh, it is the next one.
Sorry.
Oh, shit. Okay.
We got to go back.
No. We don't got to go back. No. Oh, okay.
Just visually.
Yeah, all right.
There's only one.
Oh, they've only got one. I see.
They've only got one. I feel like that needs to be pointed out.
Okay. Got it.
So Ford carries one, pulls two.
I'm going to go with rad because
it's a good concept.
Rad.
Wow.
It is it's in your face. It's going for the jugular, if you will. So I'm also gonna give it a that's hot. That's what people want. They want to see
That's hot.
their stuff's tougher.
Yeah.
But short-lived, because watch this.
Okay.
You've seen Ford do this for years.
Oh, and it's the cinema voice guy.
With enough power to not only haul tons of trucks up this mountain, but also
Chevy was
tow away the entire mountain.
Carrying
the advanced full-size Chevy.
A truck carrying a Ford and a Chevy.
Pickups, America's having a change of heart.
There's boulders flying off. Dude, I don't know. That looked rigged. That mountain was on wheels, and
it looked dangerous to have that. could have tipped at any given point.
And there's just no way that, I mean, you've seen those videos of like guys pulling buses with their teeth and shit, right?
Well,
you know, and I'm just saying, like, if it's on wheels, it doesn't take a lot of like torque to get it start. I mean, that's the hardest part, your torque, right? But once you start going, it gets easier and easier and easier. Every inch that it's moved, it gets easier and easier and easier.
Sure. The hardest inch is the first inch.
Yeah, and I noticed too that they added a bunch of boulders, right, on top of probably a giant paper mache mountain, but really they only had 2 vehicles on top of the truck above there, so that was 3 trucks. But the other one,
why is that not impressive?
I don't know.
The first one only had 1 truck on top of it, and then had
but it was
2
towing
pull, 2 behind it.
Yeah.
This one had 2 on top of it, and the whole mountain. I didn't see any that it was
pulling
towing
3
behind
trucks.
it. So.
Yeah, it was. You're right. It was equal. It was equal, probably a little bit more.
It was not equal. It was in addition.
I think it's harder though on an engine. I would be more afraid of towing trucks up a mountain, like a jetty, for example, or some shit, trying to tow up like 4x4, hauling weight, all that would be really challenging because you're all these different wheels and stuff that also have to go over every boulder that you're pulling. It's much harder on an engine, I think, than just pulling a giant, cruise ship on wheels that's ready to roll. Because there's no way. It's like, you've seen those tractor pulls, right? Where like they pull like those
Think of all those top heavy. I've seen the tractor pulls, but I mean, think of how top heavy that was. I mean, the whole thing reeks of production. That's all I'm saying. The first one was believable. The second one, and I'm sure the first one had a lot of production aspects to it as well, but it's just, I don't know. And it's not a new idea. It's like, we're taking your idea.
Yeah. Right.
But more.
Well, what do you think? You gonna rate it?
I think it's rad. I mean, as much as I'm talking crap right now, it does. I mean, if I was sitting there thinking that the Ford can only do one, maybe the Ford is tougher. Oh, well, the Chevy response, the response is what's important. So I don't think they could have let that go unhandled. So I'll go with rad.
I don't know. I'm not impressed.
Meh.
It's a meh. I just don't know.
Yeah.
I thought the first one was better.
That.
But
I hear the logic.
That was interesting, though. That's a battle of the brands right there.
So, that's it. That's our lineup. We're going all the way back to the Lincoln at this point.
Wait, what? No, we haven't shown this one.
Those are our 10.
Hit play. What is this?
I think we have.
No.
It's the Lincoln Continental.
We didn't do a Lincoln Continental.
We started with this baby.
No, we didn't. We start with the Monte Carlo.
Never mind.
Guys, this is what's up with Nunya, but I got to keep him on track. First off, this car is the Mark 6 or some shit.
Inside you'll find even more room than last year, and new, timely technology, like an instrument panel.
Look at that.
Articulates.
Oh my gosh.
An electronic brain that manages 5
An electronic brain.
And a new automatic drive transmission. And for 1980, there's a remarkable
17 miles per gallon, dude.
That's a 41% improvement, though.
So this is another Ford. I mean, it's Lincoln, but
6 4-door. Continental Mark 6, 4-door and 2-door.
I don't know what motor is in that thing. Go ahead.
Can I just point out that this was back when adding electronics to the car was still appreciated? Like, there are 5 engine functions that this computer does, and by now you're just like, God damn it, I can't do anything on this car because the computer's got to handle all of it.
Yeah.
And so that's nostalgic in and of itself. Those cars were freaking boats. They would sail over the road. You just like the... Yeah. I think it would be fun to drive those cars. I don't think it was quite the experience of like a Cadillac, but it had probably more like electronics at the time. Like it was like trying to impress you, and so I'm torn on this one. I'm gonna go with a meh. I'm not into boats. Boats on the water, cars on the road.
Yeah. Well, okay. So to your point,
yeah.
I think that Lincoln did a pretty good job of competing with Cadillacs, and I think that I still think the premier brand would be Cadillac, but Lincoln tried. I looked at a Lincoln Mark IV as one of my first cars as well. These are all cars that had huge engines and just looked kind of badass at the time. So if you look up that car, huge long hood. I don't even know, but man, their hood was so huge. I think it was a 454 engine or some shit. It was massive. The hood, the roof line was shorter, a lot shorter, and it still had that, I think, that like weird oval in like the porthole window. Anyway, this look, I'm not into this look. I just think that they're trying to copy Cadillac. It would have been cooler if they would have kept that mob style car, kept the roof chopped.
Yeah.
It would have been such a, like, can you imagine if the roof was chopped like their older cars? It would look so cool. I also am not into the spare tire cover thing, although I think on the Mark IV they did that. But on this, it just looks like they're like, well, that was an interesting design element. We'll keep it for the new year. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something about this car. I'm gonna say super lame. Not interested.
Yeah.
In the Mark VI.
I get that.
Unmistakable.
So is that it? Yeah, Monte Carlo.
I don't even know anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, that was it, you guys. Tell us what cars from 1980 you liked. What cars did you think that should be on here? Is there any cool car commercials? Go ahead and put their links down below too. We'll watch them. If you put some 1980 car commercials, we'll check them out and we'll comment on those. So anything else, Nunyub, you want to add?
Bad experience? Yeah, did you have a bad experience with a car from 1980? Are there any others that should just be trash? That, I mean, those are kind of fun to reminisce over as well. So throw those down there too.
Yeah.
Love to see them.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for listening and watching, you guys. Please leave a like and thank you for subscribing. Until next time, you guys know what to do. You're going to keep that shit retro by cruising your classic 1980 cars. Later on.